Hi, a very good morning to everyone today. It's a pretty warm and sunny Sunday, so I hope you're in a really good mood today. So we're going to get started with a 45-minute Pilates session. My name is Felicia, and I'll be taking you through a class today that focuses a little bit more on the core. So there will be side planks and normal planks involved. Okay, so we're going to get started just simply by getting the body ready to warm up. So hands by the side, I'd like you to step onto the mat, feet at any distance apart that feels really stable and comfortable. Then just allow your hands to just gently rest by the side of the hips. Starting to root into the feet, starting to sense the ground and the earth beneath the mat. Now if you can, close your eyes and trust that you can actually allow your breath, your mind to soften in just slightly more. The next time you inhale, notice how you're drawing energy from the soles of your feet to run up through the entire body up towards the crown of the head. Then as you exhale, open mouth, allow the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Just breathe like this. Committing to a couple more breaths, holding your breaths really steady, really rhythmic, very consistent as well. We're starting to set the pace that you're going to move through the class with. So as you inhale, reach both arms all the way up. You can blink your eyes open. As you exhale, take a side bend to your right. So right hand sliding down the side of your thigh, reaching left arm towards the side of the room, starting to pry open the left rib cage. So I want the top arm to be relatively straight instead of bent, so that you can actually feel the stretch transcending to your armpit, maybe even to your upper arm. Starting to perhaps look down towards the ground, or if you prefer, look up towards the sky. Shoulder, especially the top one, moves perhaps 1 inch back. The next time you breathe in, rise up, both arms up. Then as you exhale, change to the other side. Left hand sliding down the side of your thigh, just reaching your right arm across towards the side of the room, prying open that side rib cage. Once more, top shoulder moves back 1 inch. Straighten the top arm just slightly more. Eye gaze can be down or up. It does not matter at this point of time. Find something that actually gives you stability. Next time you're breathing, both arms all the way up. This time, cactus your arms. Shoulders melting away from your ears. Keep your elbows beside the shoulders first. Then maybe shoulder rolls. So starting to move the shoulders in circular movement backwards. Then shoulder roll forward. That's it. Keep going. Breathe well. Now coming back to cactus arms, sweep arms behind, interlace all 10 fingers, pushing your knuckles down, presenting the chest forward. So if you can, touch the heels of your palms together, maybe floating your fist off your bum, starting to just allow the heart space to be a little bit more open. As you breathe in next, arms reaches up. Then as you exhale, hands by the side of your hips. Take another deep breath in here. Pilates roll down. I'm turning to the side. You don't have to. Chin towards your chest. Soften your knees. Just peeling your spine off an imaginary wall. Allowing the crown of the head to softly move down towards the earth. Then as you rise up, I'd like you to stack one bone at a time from lower spine, mid spine, upper spine, back of your skull. Do it again. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands gently resting by the side of your hips. Take another breath in through your nose again. Then as you exhale through your mouth, peel that spine off that imaginary wall behind you. Now same thing, if you want to bend your knees quite a bit so that you create space in your lower back, you can. Then slowly rising up, take your time. Try not to move too quickly. This is only the first part of the class where you slowly coax your body to warm up. Inhale, final time. Exhale, pressing hands down by the side of your hips. Take another deep breath in here. Then as you exhale, same thing, peel the spine off. So you don't have to touch the ground with your fingers at this point of time. Just allow the back of the neck to lengthen as the crown of the head just moves towards the mat. Slowly rising up, still breathing, planting spine bone, one at a time. Facing forward, great work. This time, Feet wider than the hips, toes pointing 45 degrees out towards the side. Just sinking your bum down and back just very slightly. Don't go into a deep squat just yet, then rise up. So gently allow the knees to just soften and to bend slightly more each time you come down into a wide-legged squat. So my arms are purposefully moving forward, but they're not stiffed. They are just floating forward. It gives me a counterbalance. Then starting to notice if you can actually hug your belly in, tuck your tail in just slightly more as you sink down deeper. Now I'm placing more weight on the outer part of my feet where my pinky toes are. Then just allowing my shoulder blades to slide backwards, hugging my tailbone under. That's it. So same analogy I always give when you come down into a deep squat. Just imagine there's a wall behind you and just sliding your spine down and up the wall. Now, there are various options when it comes to squats. So if you find that doing this, whatever I'm doing, actually hurts your knees and it actually prevents you from doing squats, you can always change it to a wall sit where you actually lean your spine against the wall. You sink down to any depth that you're comfortable with and just stay there. There is no need to move up and down. Alternatively, if you want to move up and down, you can always place an exercise ball behind your back, then lean the exercise ball against the wall, then you're going to start to roll down and up as you lean your weight back into that ball. So both ways are fine. Keep breathing as you move down and up. Doesn't matter where you inhale or exhale. That's it. So starting to feel a bit more heat through the thighs. This is where your biggest muscle group is in your legs. One more time, you're going to sink down, stay down, hold it there. Shoulders are soft, nice and easy. Belly is hugging in tight towards the midline. You're tucking your tailbone under. One more breath in here. Slowly, slowly rise all the way up. This time, feet together, thighs together. No holes between the kneecaps if you can. All right, you're going to sink down, pushing bum back, chest forward. Again, the arc of your lower back shouldn't be so pronounced. So if you're doing this, if you're doing something really archy like this, all right, hug the belly in, tuck tail under. So you flatten out the lower back just slightly more, then rising up again. Now, same concept. If you find that you need an exercise ball behind you, or if you prefer a wall sit, being in stillness, you can do exactly the same thing. So we're still in a squat position, only that the stance of the feet is quite different. So feel how, as you sink down, you need to squeeze your inner thighs and your kneecaps towards each other, hands activating your outer and inner thigh. That's it. Great work. You got 2 more here. Nice. Now 1 more, sinking down nice and deep. Hold it there. Great work. From here, cactus your arms, elbows bend beside your shoulders. Pull your chest forward, lift the chin up slightly. So you're starting to arc the spine, presenting the chest forward. As you exhale, scoop the belly in, elbows and pinky to touch. You're still in a low squat, all right? Inhale to arc the spine. So if you are leaning back against a wall and you find that there's no space to pull your elbows back, you don't have to, okay? Just as much as you can, then rounding in, scooping your belly in like you're doing crunches as you're sitting down low. That's it. You got 3 more here. So adjusting or perhaps increasing the intensity by increasing that range of movement if available. 2 more here. Chest opens, elbow moves back. Exhale. Great. 1 more time. Inhale. Nice. Exhale, rounding in. Then rising up, hands by the side of your hips. Shoulder roll backwards again. Keep your feet together. Shoulder roll forward. Well done. Okay, this time round, hands on your hips, shifting your weight towards your right foot. I'm your mirror image. Come on to left tiptoes. Lift the left knee off the mat. Hold it here. Again, options. If you're wanting something a little simpler, you can always tap your toes down for a little bit more support, all right? If not, toes lifted off the mat. Standing up nice and tall instead of leaning back. So if you're leaning back, remember, hug the belly in, starting to lift up through the crown of the head. Ready? Open the knee towards the left. Hug it back in. Hold it here. You're going to straighten the leg to any degree. Rebend. So 2 movements, okay? Open the knee without swiveling the hips. Hug the thigh back in. Then straighten the leg to any degree. Release. I'm going to do from side profile so you can actually see, okay? So open the knee towards the left. hug it back in, straighten the leg to any degree, even if it's like this, okay? It's fine. Then rebend, keep going, keep going. What I do not want to see is when you straighten that leg, there is a tendency to lean back in order to accommodate that. So instead of leaning back, just stand up tall, keeping that firm foundation. Just straighten the leg to any degree without leaning back, then coming back in again. Keep going. 2 more times, opening up towards the left. Hug the thigh back in. Straighten forward to any degree. Rebend. You got 1 more time here. Great work. Don't worry, we won't hold the extension, okay? Straighten, rebend. Now, keeping the knee bent, hold it here. If you need support, hand can be on the wall, opposite hand. If not, hand remains on your hips. Curl your heel back, grab onto the outer edge of the foot, pulling the heel to your bum, pulling the kneecap back. So thigh is side by side, kneecap side by side. Then through this foundation, see whether you can actually push the hips a little bit more towards the front. That's it. So feeling the front of the left thigh, feeling your hip flexors stretch. Again, if you need the support of a chair or a wall, you know exactly what to do. Okay, so all these little bits of variation, I will not be repeating because I've been repeating them past right throughout the entire few months. So find your way this time round without support if you can into a figure of 4 squat. So take the heel on top of the standing knee, then just sinking down low. My arms tend to move forward as a counterbalance, but if you don't need it, you don't have to. Okay? If not, hand can hold onto a chair, fingers can be on the wall, whatever helps you. Can you start to flex the top foot, keeping the integrity of your ankle? Sink the bum a little bit lower, hugging the hips in towards the midline. So if you have a tendency of dumping your hips like what I'm doing right now, hug everything in towards the midline. 1 more breath in here. Slowly release, stand up tall, foot down. Great work. Did you feel that? Shift your weight towards the left side, left foot. Again, if you need the chair or a wall, you can always shift yourself to a point that you can hold on to a wall. Okay? Then come on to a lifted left knee right in front of the hip. If not, hands can be on the hips. Open up towards your right, hug the thigh back in, straighten the leg forward to any degree without leaning back. Same concept. If you need something a little bit simpler, then perhaps you might want to have your toes touching the mat, sliding outwards like what I'm doing without shifting the hips. Come back in, then straighten to any degree, then tap onto the mat again. Okay, you decide how you want to work today. So adjusting the intensity according to how you feel on a day-to-day basis, not according to your ego. So if you do Pilates regularly and on a certain day you're not feeling 100%, don't force your body to always do the exact same intensity as you would when you're feeling 110%, okay? And that's it. So we talk about having compassion for yourself, and that means giving yourself a chance to perhaps move in a day, enjoying the workout so that there is longevity in the workout. You don't dread it. You got 3 more here. Knee open towards the side, hug the thigh back in, straighten the leg, rebend. 2 more here. That's it. So same thing, we're not going to hold in the extension, so don't be too worried. We'll be coming into a stretch, okay? Last one. Nicely done. Straightening the leg. This time, curl the heel to your bum, holding on to outer edge of the foot, pulling the kneecap back, so kneecap side by side, then kind of thrusting the hips forward slightly more. Again, shoulders away from your ears. You're not facing your chest towards your right. You're facing forward. Hand can be on something to support you if you need. Great work. Now, with or without support, we're coming into a figure of 4 squat. Okay? So find your way to take that right heel on top of left knee, then sink down into a low squat. Perhaps flex that right foot. So you kind of lock that ankle in place and you keep it steady. Sinking down a little bit deeper if you can, hugging the left hip in towards the midline instead of dumping the weight all the way towards your left hip. Taking in another breath here, gently, gracefully, stand up tall. Great work. Shake it out. Nicely done. Now this time round, we're coming into the back of the mat. So where I'm facing is the top of the mat. Where I'm standing is the back of the mat. Whenever I'm facing in this direction of towards the mat, the top of the mat or the back, remember it'll be my same arm, same leg as you, okay? So sweep the arms up. Then as you exhale, hands by the side, chin towards chest, slowly Pilates roll down. This time soften the knees as much as you need to. Fingers onto the mat, so your ribs and your thighs are literally touching. Okay, from here, you want to reach your right hand up towards the sky, straighten the right leg, but keep the left knee bent. Then as you exhale, right fingers down. Good. Inhale, left fingers reaches up, straighten left leg. Keeping the right knee still very bent, both heels rooted. Exhale, hand down. Keep going like this. Now, if this is way too much for you, your option is to prop your elbow on your thigh, like what I'm doing. Then send the right shoulder over the left, straighten the right leg more, bend more in the left knee. As you exhale, right fingers down on the ground if you prefer, or right elbow onto right thigh. Straighten left leg, left hand reaches way up high. And that's it. Now, next 2 sets, we're going to move slightly faster, okay? So either fingertips or elbows on thighs, up to you. Let's go. Elbow down or fingers down. Reach right hand straight up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale. Bring it down. Left side. Inhale. Reaching left hand up. Exhale. Elbow or fingers down to the ground or your kneecap. Right hand reaches up. Exhale. Fingers or elbow. Then one more time, left hand reaches up, straighten left leg, elbow or fingers down to the ground. Friends with elbows on the thighs, reach your fingers down, bend your knees as much as you want to, palms flat down, all 10 fingers spread out wide, then walk your hands forward into a plank position first. Now I want to see all 10 fingers spread out wide, starting to puff the shoulders a little bit more. Take a breath in here as you exhale, keeping your shoulders over your wrists, drop your knees down, okay? Then lift the knees straight up again, away from the mat. Exhale, knees tapping down. Inhale, straighten legs. Exhale, knees tapping down. That's it. Keep going like this. Now, if you find that this is not too good for your body today, you can always substitute it for being on your forearm, which means elbows will replace where your palms are. Okay? Keep going, keep going. You got 2 more times here. Nice. Starting to feel the heat in the body. Last one, bring it up off the mat. Hold it here in plank position. Now, if you find that plank is not exceedingly good for you today, you can always drop it down towards your knees, stay in knee plank, and that is going to be a little bit softer, okay? Friends who are on your elbow like this, the variation that I gave, make sure that you're not piking your bum up, your shoulders are moving forward, squeezing your bum down, even when you're on your kneecaps, all right? Hold it there. Friends with feet wide apart, if you're on your toes, walk them in. Now get ready for side plank facing towards me. So I'm going to take my left hand off the mat, like this, staggering the foot. If you're on your knees, one knee should be above the other, coming into this knee supported side plank, okay? So there are 2 options for your side plank today. Pick one that serves you. Hold it there, lifting right hip or the bottom hip a little higher, shining top fingers up a little bit more. One more breath in here, hand down. Stay in a plank position. Starting to check, are you starting to move your shoulders backwards away from your wrists? Can you start to move over your wrists again? You can drop down to your knees if you need to, then side plank the other way. So this time, lifting my right fingers up, staggering my foot. If you were on your knees, remember, right knee stacks above the left kneecap, just opening up your chest and your hips towards the right side of the mat. Take one more breath here, lifting left hip higher. Then as you exhale, back into a plank position. Knees down, untuck toes. Child's pose, push back. That's it. So that should have gotten your heart rate up. We won't stay here for too long because we got to do a side bend pretty soon. So the next time you exhale, walk your hands on the outside of the mat to your right. Keep your biceps framing your head. Then just allow the entire ribs or your torso to rest on your right thigh. Starting to breathe more into the left waistline, maybe even feeling the felt sensation of your left side of the body stretching the skin. Stretching, just giving you that feedback. Starting to find that length through the left rib cage, all the way towards your left armpit, left upper arm. As you breathe in next, come back towards the middle. Then as you exhale, walk to your left, hands on the outside, framing your head in between your biceps again. So it's a pretty, I would say, deep side bend where you are resting your ribs on your left thigh. And that frees up a little bit more space on the right rib cage to expand a little bit more with every inhale. Take one more breath in here, everybody. Come back towards the middle. Now this time, tabletop position, all 10 fingers spread out wide. Shoulders over the wrists, knees coming underneath your hips. When you are ready, starting to stretch the right leg to the back of the room. Hold it there. Tuck your left toes under, left fingers, if you can, reaching forward. Now, if you're losing balance, left hand can always come down. So what that means is that you only move your right leg, okay? Hold it there. Ready? Knee and elbow to touch if you're stretching your left arm forward. If you're not, if your left palm is down, just take your right knee in towards your nose, round the spine, then come back into extension. So many ways of working out. What actually prohibits you from choosing the right option typically is that ego, okay? So there's no point taking the hardest option if you find that you're fumbling your way through the entire process. Why not take something that has a bit more foundation? So you start to create the foundational basic movement first, then slowly see whether as the weeks go by, whether you can actually stack on a little bit more each time. You got 2 more times here. Knee towards elbows or towards your nose. That's it. You got 1 more here. Remember, the extension is nice and long. Eye gaze looking down, back of the neck is also long. Hold it in extension. Hold it there. This time round, left palm comes down first. Small little circles through your right tiptoes. So try not to arc the spine. In fact, hug the belly and ribs in. Puff the shoulders. Then change direction. So you're stirring through your thigh, not your ankle. So we're not doing ankle rotation, yeah? Okay, coming back into stillness first. Hold it there. Then slowly knee down, child's pose. A short one here. Take 1 more breath in here. 1 more breath out. Shift forward again as you inhale into tabletop. Left leg extends. Tuck your right toes under. Square the hips. Then right fingers forward. So long extension. Again, right palm can always be down if you find that your balance being challenged. Take an inhale to reach longer. Exhale, knee and elbow to touch. Or if your right palm is down, just take your left knee towards your nose. I want to see a rounded spine, whichever option you're using. Keep going. So reaching out nice and long. Find the length, the extension through the entire spine. That's it. Keep going, keep going. Great work. Squeezing belly in. Then reaching as much as you can. You got 5 more here. Rounding the spine. That's it. You got 4 more. Great work. 3 more. Squeezing in. Nicely done. Last 2. 1 more. Elbow and knees coming in. Come back into extension first. Right palm settles down. Then point your left toes, square the hips, small little circle through the thigh bone. So it is a rotation through your thigh, it's not your ankle. Change direction. Great. Okay. Knee back down, child's pose. Push back. Then come forward onto tabletop. 2 more times. Push back into your heels. Round the spine. Shift forward. Last one here. Shifting way back. Rounding the spine. Hold it there. This time, walk your hands towards your knees. Take your chest up into a kneeling position. Now we're going to rise up on our knees. Starting to extend your arms forward. Palms facing towards each other first, okay? Tuck your toes under. Then scoop the tail under, hug the belly in. So it's the same concept as when we do squats. If your spine is pretty arched and you're kind of bloating your ribs, hug the ribs and belly in. Hug the tailbone under. Shoulders relax away from your ears. You want to lean back in one straight line. So notice, right, from my knee to the crown of my head is one straight line. I'm not bloating my abs forward or my ribs. Neither am I sinking my hips down like this, okay? So I'm leaning back, starting to find that stretch through the front of the thigh. Your abs have to work, your lower back has to work as well. So this requires quite a bit of effort. Okay, hold it there, then come forward, reach arms up to the sky. As you exhale, hands reaching forward, lean back, one straight line. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, lean back. That's it, great work. Come forward again, reaching arms up. Nice. Then lean back, hands reaching forward. You got 3 more here. Last 2, arms reaching up, leaning shoulders, entire torso back. Now the next one, we're gonna lean back, we're gonna stay and hold. Arms are very energetic, not soft, so reach your fingers forward, but leaning your shoulders back. Hold it there, hug the ribs in, stay in 3, that's it, 2, 1 more. Palms down, tabletop position first, tuck your toes, first downward facing dog, lift the hips up high. Great. Starting to walk the dog by lifting one heel at a time, depressing the opposite the heel down towards the earth a little bit more. That's it. Now this time, right leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Right knee towards your nose. You got 3 times just like this. No surprises here. 2 more. Knee towards your nose. So try to see with each successive movement whether you can shift forward 1 more step, okay? Next one, we're going to go forward, hold it there, shift forward by 1 more cm, then lift the heel a little higher towards your bum, thigh towards your ribs. See whether you can step the foot in between the hands. Now if your foot tend to fall behind your palms like this, it's no problem at all because we all start like this, okay? You can use your right hand to grab onto your right ankle, then slowly tap, tap, tap the foot, wiggle the foot forward until your fingertips and your toe tips, they make one straight line. Okay, now move your right foot 1 step towards the right, so that's a wider base. Your left foot, wiggle it back. So I want to see the hips down low. Your hips are not reaching up high like this. One of the reasons why we have very, very short stunts is because there is a lot of tightness in the body. So if you can slowly, through every single class with consistency, okay, it's not just 1 class, see whether you can actually start to lower the bum down, wiggle the back foot 1 step back, 2 step back, 1 cm back, even 1 mm back would be good. All right, take an inhale here and exhale. Plant your left palm down onto the mat, right hand reaches up. Oh boy, this is a big stretch here. Starting to send the right shoulder over the left. Take an inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. This time, right hand back down to frame the right foot. Straighten the right leg to any degree. Now you would notice that I have blocks behind me. And you can always use the blocks to assist you simply by placing it as a frame around the right foot. Okay, so if you want to, you can always do this. You can straighten. So when your hands are on the block, it makes it a lot more accessible, especially when it's on level 3 like this. Because if you have no blocks, you find that it's hard to straighten the legs. Okay, so use blocks whenever you need to. You're starting to come into this version of what we know as the pyramid. Then rebend into the right knee. Plant the left palm down on level 1 block if you're using block, okay? It has to be level 1. Then right hand reaching up again. Take an inhale here. Then as you exhale, hand down, straighten the right leg again. You can lift that left hand side block into level 2 or 3, something that's comfortable. Then as you exhale, rebend the right knee, flip the block to level 1. Then right hand reaching up. Can you feel that stretch? One more time. Right hand down. Straighten the right leg. So you can always shift it up to level 3 if you prefer. Left heel is very energetic, okay? So it's stacked up above the ball of your left foot. That's it. Take 1 more breath in here. Then as you exhale, re-bend the right knee. This time, take the blocks away if you can, because it's important that we plant our left palm completely down. Right hand reaches up. Then when you can, you're going to start to face your chest towards the right a little bit more. You're going to step your right foot backwards. 1 step, 2 step. If you can, stagger the foot into a side plank, or come into this option of stacking 1 foot above the other. If this is too much for you, right knee can still bend. Step in front of your left kneecap just to give yourself that nice support. 1 more breath in here. I told you we're going to do a little bit more on I would say, planks using the core. Take an exhale, palm down, step back into a plank position. Then knees down first. Slowly lower your body all the way down. Great work. Now, reach your hands towards the back of the mat. Lift the chin and the chest. Starting to press the toenails or the front part of your foot firmly in towards the mat. Squeeze your bum. Lift chest a little higher. Take an inhale through your nose. Then as you exhale, starting to plant your palm beside your chest. Push back into child's pose. And that's it. So a lot of movements today. The transitions are important. As much as you're looking at the screen to give you an indication of what to do next, listen out for the cues, because the cues will give you the name of the movement. Your body naturally knows what is the most efficient way to get into that. So sometimes there is no need to look at the screen, okay? Okay, come forward onto tabletop first. Then hips down. Entire body down again. Ready? Reach hands back. This time, feet a little closer, thighs together. You want to press the front part of your feet into the mat. Squeeze your bum, lift the chest, hands off. And that's it. Then when you're ready, lift the thighs off the mat as well. So reaching as far as you can towards the back of the mat. I'm talking about the fingers and the toes, yeah? Pulling your shoulders back, looking forward. One more breath in here. Palms down, thighs down, push back into child's pose. Now, final set here, okay? Take an inhale, come forward. So working into the back muscles, hips down, bring it down, chest opens, lift up through the chest, press your thighs, your toenails, the front part of your feet onto the mat first. Then lift the thighs, feet off the mat. Level 3, curl your heel to your bum, grab onto the outer edges of your feet, kick into your fingers, open up into an arc spine. Hold it here, just breathe. Stay there for 4, that's it. 3, a little bit more. Last 2. One more breath in here. Push back into child's pose. You know what to do. Starting to breathe it through your nose. The exhale is out through your mouth. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Come back into tabletop position. One more set on the left side, okay? So tuck toes under, downward facing dog. Left leg to float up when you're ready. 3 times, knee towards your nose. Again, with each successive time that you shift forward, is there a chance to move forward by 1 more cm? Yeah, go for it. Is there a chance to hug the thighs closer towards the ribs? Shift forward, stay here. Heel towards your bum more. Thighs up towards your ribs, shift forward. Then step your foot in between the palms. If you need the blocks, go ahead, grab the blocks, frame your foot first, okay? So you can come into this very long stance. Yeah, hold it there. That's it. Now flip the right hand side block into level 1 if you're using blocks. Palm down, left hand reaches up. Big stretch here, okay? So left leg is energetic. I want the heel to be lifted up over the ball of your foot. Get ready. Breathe out. Then exhale, left hand down, straighten the left leg to any degree. Can flip the right block into something a little higher if you wish to. Rebend the left knee, flip the right block down to level 1. Left hand reaches up. Exhale, left hand down, straighten the left leg. Oh boy, I know, right? Shift forward, flip the right block down, left hand reaching up, nice and high. Exhale, left hand down, straighten the left leg. Good. One more time here, bend the left knee, block down to level 1 on the right side. Last one, left hand down, straighten the left leg. Good work. Hold it there, stay there, starting to find that sensation, feedback from the back of your left thigh. Hamstring stretch. Rebend the left knee. This time block away. Right palm completely down. Left block away as well. Reach the left hand up. Then either step the left foot in front of the right knee, just like this. This is a supported side plank. Or if you prefer, you can stagger the foot like what we did previously, or one foot over the other. This is your hardest option for now. Hold it there. That's it. Great work. Hang in there just for a little while more. In 3, that's it. Last 2. Whew. One more time. Hand down, knee down into tabletop. Push back into child's pose. Great work. We're doing something a little different right now. Rise up on your knees. Reach arms up. Torso lifted. Exhale, hands behind your lower back. Interlace all 10 fingers. Push your knuckles down. Straighten up your arms. Chest is presented forward. Take a deep breath here. Exhale out through your mouth. One more breath. Slowly release. Great work. Sitting down on your heels. We don't have much time for ab work, but I'm going to introduce abdominal work. So it's going to be pretty intense since we have such a short time, okay? So I'm going to step my feet towards the top of the mat. I'm going to lay my spine down. We don't need blocks for now. Hands behind the head. Lay yourself down. Great work. Ready? Nose to chest, curling yourself up. Slowly uncurl. Keep going like this. So curling yourself up, squeezing abs, then gently laying down. So starting to notice each time you curl yourself up, is there a chance that you might be only just nodding your head like what I'm doing, all right? Instead of just lifting the head and the neck off the mat, like you're saying yes, nodding your head when you're lying down, think about lifting up a little higher, maybe lifting up the upper spine, then melting the upper spine down again. So utilizing the abs, especially upper abdominals. Good work. Got 3 more here, curling yourself up. Slowly uncurl. 2 more, curling up. Slowly uncurl. 1 more time, curling yourself up, hold it. Now reaching hands by the side of your hips. Breathe, chin slightly closer towards your chest, right leg up to tabletop, left leg up to tabletop. Hold it here. Then 1 hand behind your head, right hand to start with, okay? Left hand reaches as much as you can. Remember, you're not curling your heels down towards your bum. Your knees also are not too close towards your chest. Knees above the hips. Pump it out. Go for this. So your breath will be an in, 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 in. In, 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 in. In, 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 in. Last one. Left hand behind, right hand reaching forward. 4 sets only. Ready? Let's go. In, 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 in. In, 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 in. Last one. Hands behind your head. Right foot down, left foot down. Rest the head down. Hands by the side. Walk your heels closer towards your bum, please. Starting to float your hips up and away. Now magnetizing your inner thighs towards each other, so don't split them out, okay? So starting to just allow the hips to rise up, just pushing that pelvic bone closer up towards the sky. Then slowly melting spine down, bone by bone, upper spine, mid spine, lower spine, tailbone. 1 more time, you're gonna start to lift the hips all the way up. That's it. You're gonna take the hips up, steady yourself. Thighs are coming towards each other slightly, so pushing away from your body. That's it. Now, when you're ready, lift your heels off the ground, then drop the heels down. Keep the hips where it is, all right? So the only thing that's kind of moving is it's your heels lifting off the ground and descending down into the mat. Got 3 more here, lifting the heels up, bring it down. Last 2, lifting up, heels down. 1 more time, lift up, hold it up in 4, in 3, in 2. Listen carefully, keep yourself on tiptoes so heels are lifted. Melt your upper spine, mid spine, lower spine, tailbone. Hands behind the head, nose to chest, curling yourself up still on tiptoes. That's it. Get ready for crunches that works the obliques, the side abdominals. Right knee lifts off the mat, lift towards your nose. Take a twist, tap down on tiptoes, then change to the other side. So left foot lifts off the mat. You're taking your shoulder, your left shoulder to your right thigh instead of the elbow. So instead of trying to bring the elbow in to touch the opposite knee, I want you to see whether you can use the shoulder instead to touch your thigh. That's it. Keep going. So notice when I come down, I'm coming down only halfway into a crunch position still. So starting to move into a twisted crunch, then onto the other side. That's it. You got 4 more times here. Do it slow so you start to feel the burn. Last one. Twisting. Come back in. Melt the spine down, heels down, hands by the side. Great work. Straighten out both legs. This time, just shake the legs out first. Then when you're ready, come into diamond-shaped legs. So soles of your feet together. Knees open out to the side. Reach your arms overhead. Then holding on to opposite elbows. Great work. So this is a rather supportive baby back bend. You would notice that the lower spine tends to move off the mat. Soften through your eye gaze. Please soften through the muscles in between the eyebrows as well. Just breathe. Now, the next time you inhale, just blink your eyes open, hands by the side of your hips. Start to step your feet onto the mat. Widen the stance of your feet to mat width apart. Maybe widen your arms a little bit more. Then windshield wiper, right, left, just a couple of times. Next time your knees drop towards your right, you're going to stay there. Either stay here or, if you like to deepen this stretch, right heel on left knee to weight down. So your left bum is actually floated off the mat even more. Right foot off, knees pointing up. Drop both knees towards the left. Then you can also do the same thing, left heel stacking on right kneecap to deepen the stretch. I love this stretch. It's a very supported, I would say, supine twist. Foot off, knees pointing up towards the ceiling again. This time, hug both knees in towards your chest. Now from here, I'd like you to use your fingers to hold on to the tips of your toes. So you want to shine the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling first. Okay, just like this. Then kick the heels up to any degree. It's okay if your knees are still very bent as long as you feel the stretch behind your thighs. If you're fairly flexible, you might want to just kick the legs straight up towards the sky, toes pointing down towards your forehead. Can you feel the stretch in your hamstring and your lower back? Rebend. 2 more times, all right? So if you want to, you can walk your fingers such that your fingers are kind of wrapping around the ball of your foot instead of just your toes, all right? Then kick the heel up. That's it. Great work. Rebend. Thighs and ribs touching. 1 more time. Just kicking the heels straight up. Rebend the knees. Give yourself a nice hug. Head lifted off. Rock forward and back. Take a seat onto the mat. Nicely done. Facing towards me, come into a cross-legged position. We end the class off by simple breath. In through your nose, the exhale is out through your mouth, okay? So inhale, reach arms up nice and tall. Exhale. 2 more times. Take a deep breath in, reaching way up high. Exhale. Final one here. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall. Then exhale, hands onto your thighs. Thank you so much for joining me. If your neck is feeling a bit stiff like mine because I didn't have a good sleep last night, just rotate. And eventually coming into stillness. Thank you for joining me once again on a Sunday morning. It's a pretty short workout if you ask me, 45 minutes only, and it goes by if you're truly committed to it. So set aside that time every week, all right, to join me. I can assure you, you'll feel a lot stronger by the end of, 3 to 4 sessions. So thank you so much for joining me again, and I hope to see you next week. See you then.